is your creative process for the music? Like, what gives your music its feel? Like, what do you put into it? Is it real life situations? Is it people situations? A combination of the two?
95% of my music is autobiographical. So when you're listening to a song that I've done 9.5 times out of 10, it's me. It's like something I've gone through, something that I'm probably currently going through. And you know, the process of it is like whenever I'm in like a moment or something, music has always been my escape. So whenever I go through something, the first thing I think to do is to sit down and write or sit down and record. Sometimes I don't write. Sometimes I'll just sit in front of the microphone and just sing whatever is on my heart at the time. So that's usually just really how my process goes. And then as it goes along, I kind of form it into a song. I kind of put it in a song format.
Yeah, my music would sound something like, I need some biscuits with some butter. I need some chicken with some ham. No, I'm sorry, wrong. Fat Man Dream, sorry. So with that being the case, sing what's on your heart. I like that. Because, you know, that's the essence of what R&B was, rhythm and blues. You know, it had a melody, it had a song, it took you to a place, it gave you a story.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that is what is in your current music?
Well, the name of my EP that I just dropped is called A.L.O.V.E. Story. So it's basically chronicling a story that of what I was going through at the time that I wrote it, where it's basically about the love that I felt for the person that I was with at the time. You know, and it basically just chronicles.
And you can be waking up girl tomorrow talking about I should have stayed with him because he rich now and he got a whole album and he making it. He's showing. Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. But you know, like it basically chronicles that point in time in my life where I was probably the happiest in my life at that point, like where things were going good and like so the album was pretty up tempo as far as like the music is concerned. Maybe not so much beat wise, but the subject matter is until you get to the end, and that's where at the end it kind of flows into the next chapter, which I'm working on now.
Okay. Is there a new love or something? Is that why you got a new chapter?
It's actually gonna be a story of the next chapter, what happened after everything happened with this person.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically going from like where I was happy. Now it goes into like what I did after I lost everything.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it goes into that.
I like that.
It goes into that period of time of how I was bugging out, I was wilding out, doing whatever I wanted to do and all that. When
Mr. Bostic, you putting a lot on it. You making it sound like you the R&B guru. I'm glad you back. All right, so we need to bring that back to the forefront. Shout out to all the people that are watching. Shout out to Nikisha Reed. Shout out to Game J Love. Shout out to Tico Lauren. Shout out to all the people who are tuning in and watching us at this moment, sharing that space with us at this moment for a love story, because Michael Bostic's in the building. He gonna talk about, girl, you done left me with the drawers. I didn't clean up. Okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm making jokes, people. Just jokes.
Imitating him, and then like one day I was in the car and the radio was on, and I heard I think it was Joe, All the Things a Man Won't Do, and I didn't know all the words, but being that it was playing on the radio so much, it kind of like, I was like, yo, I like this song, and I just started singing what I knew, and my dad was in the back, he was like, who's that back there singing? And I was like, that's me. He was like, all right, come on, we gonna do something real quick, and then he started singing, I started singing, and it kind of just grew from there. It was, but music back then was more or less an outlet for me, because I was bullied as a kid, and that was really my escape, dealing, whenever I went through whatever I was going through, I would go home and just like write or sing whatever I was feeling at the time. So if I felt like somebody was bothering me, I would always sing about why I wanted to like get away from him or whatever the case is, and things like that. Like it was just small little things. And then when I realized I really, had a little bit of a talent, whatever, and I really just started really writing. So I started learning how to write songs and how to format songs and what a bar was and all of that stuff. So that's how that grew into, where I am now.
Okay. So that being the case, before we set this stage, we're going to set this stage.
Okay.
I want you to show them why you're Michael Bostic.
Okay. Let's see.
Turning the fire? No, I'm
Don't want to go through this again. I need to talk to you right now. I'm tired of all this fighting. We don't need this anymore. So tell me what I need, so we don't go through this again. Oh boy, that's emotional right there.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Got me thinking right now.
He's going through it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back now. All I'm gonna say is thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
But what we're gonna do is set the stage. I sent you 2 tracks. They're both from a love story.
Yes.
And that's L.O.V.E. story,
Yeah.
because it does come from a place. I got somebody online said, "Don't make her cry." Oh shoot! Big shouts out to Nikisha Love. We appreciate Nikisha Reed. Sorry, Miss Reed. We appreciate you. You making people tear up in here on the screen. I gotta have to wipe the screen down. Okay, we're back now. All I want to say is we're gonna play a track from his song, from his EP, A Love Story. I want y'all to understand why Michael Bostic's in the studio. Let's get to the next level.
I love love. So at the end of the day, you know, R&B is rooted in soul and love and that kind of stuff. So I always wanted to kind of like take it back to the essence of like the late 80s and early 90s with that type of R&B, that type of sound. You know what I'm saying? Like that was always like very important to me growing up, and I think it's one of the type of music that people clamor for. You know, like you always hear people say, "I want that '90s feel." Like I miss that '90s feel. So I kind of try to keep it in that aspect with my music. So much.
She owns a clothing line for children who are with special needs.
Okay.
Who definitely she gives them an opportunity to be children who have a regular life, because you should be able to wear cute baby clothes, and if you have an affliction or if you have a medical issue, you shouldn't take away from the fact that you have beautiful clothing. So once again, shout out to KMJ Love. She's an incredible woman.
Instagram _ Michael Bostic, Twitter _ Michael Bostic, Facebook. My personal page is Michael Bostic. My music page is Mike Bostic.
Okay, and we're gonna take a quick musical interludes, and what we're gonna do is come right back, and we have another guest in here from Ivy Productions. Notes 82 is in the building, so he's about to come up next. And then of course we have Mr. Johnson in the building. Always here, Live Johnson. Listen, I ain't saying that out loud. Okay, you heard it, but y'all heard what I'm saying. Anyway,
Live Johnson in the building. Live Johnson in the building.
I got my own Live, and I got my own Johnson.